Hi, thank you so much for joining me today for day 3 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life, series 11. And today's sketch, which I've popped in the top right hand corner there, is from Debbie Norton Burton. And this did have me a little bit stumped when I first saw it because it's quite a busy sketch and there are 4 photos on it, which isn't something I'm used to doing really. But I decided to go back to my go-to 8.5-inch circle, and I'm just using some acrylic paints to try and mimic the colours that are in my photos. These photos are from the Ulster Folk and Transport Museum, and it's the kids climbing about on one of the old locomotives. So it's the British Racing green, red and gold that I was going for. My green was a little bit pale, so I've mixed in a tiny bit of black, and I'm just dry brushing these colours onto the background card. I kept the brush a little bit dirty with this red just to keep some of that black and green in it, just so that it wasn't a clean colour, and I think you can see that. And then I'm going to come in finally with a yellow and just add a little bit of yellow in the middle. Once this yellow's down, I just feel that the colours are a little bit disjointed and it's not exactly what I was looking for. So I want to add something else to try and join those 3 colours together. So I'm coming in with my ebony black Crystal Nouveau drops, and I'm just squiggling circles around. I start on the green and then you can see I really just go for it. And I think that does map them all together nicely for me. Just adding a final circle around the perimeter of the green. So now all that's dry, I can start adding my photos. I've matted the large 4x6 photo onto some white cardstock just to provide that little background definition between that and the layers that I'm going to add. And then I've chosen one of the papers. I'm using Simply the Best from Pinkfresh Studios, and I've chosen one of the 6x8 papers to map that onto. Just a tiny border showing it's a pale green check that I've used. And now I'm just fiddling about with the placement of everything else. I've got the 3 photos to the right hand side, which I've just trimmed down to the sizes that Debbie's given in her sketch. And I've pulled out some pieces from the Simply the Best collection to add as embellishments. So I've got this piece that says Friends for Life, which works well with my 2 because they're twins, if you don't know. So they've got each other for life, whether they want it or not. Being the same age, it's been really interesting watching them grow up through school and things. Just adding some other bits of pieces that I've pulled out. A lot of these are fussy cut from the papers, and then these wood chevrons from JD3DPrint work nicely just to point your attention to that main photo of James in front of the locomotive. And then I just chose that word that says legendary just because I thought it looked good. Nothing more than that really. So I haven't matted these photos or anything. I'm just going to stick them down in a strip on the right hand side. And all these were trimmed down from 4x6 photos. I just made it work, just cutting out some of the background noise really. And it's great to be able to get 4 photos onto a layout. I never would have thought of this, and I certainly wouldn't have done this layout had I not had Debbie's sketch. So thank you very much, Debbie, for the inspiration. It's been really good pushing myself and working out how to make things work for me. So just going around sticking everything down. When I realised that I was sticking the ephemera down on top of the photo, I thought probably best to stick the photo down as well. And you can see I've covered almost all those swirls that I created with my black Nouveau and the yellow that's in the middle of that circle, but I quite like the look that it's created for me, so there's nothing lost there. So using my T-square ruler to make sure that everything is straight before I carry on gluing down. Just checking that photo there, and then I can glue these little bits and pieces. As I say, a lot of these have been cut from the 12x12 papers or the 6x8 paper pad. And that little camera is from JD3DPrint, my son's business, which we sell on Hey Little Magpie. And the Flair badge here is also from Hey Little Magpie as well, that says Amazing Day. I'm not sure if I've got that down yet. Where the recording strip stands when I'm doing the voiceover is right on top of the bit that I'm working on today, so that's not great. But yes, that Flair badge that's there now, and it just says Amazing Day, and the colour works really nicely with what I've got here. So continuing to glue everything down, and some of the pieces I am going to pop up onto foam tape just for variation. So I've stuck that circle down, and then this little strip that says Wild at Heart that's going to go on top of that will go on foam, as will that little circle with the white stars on. So here's the foam that I'm using. It's the Sticks to foam tape on a roll. It's really handy stuff, and it's pre-cut into, I think they're 12mm lengths. It's a 6mm wide foam tape, so that works really nicely. No messing about and getting scissors all gunked up. So just adding it to that Wild at Heart piece, and then also to this circular piece at the bottom here. And I'm really happy with how that looks. So just checking again that everything is square there, and then I can glue down these wood chevrons. I do love these. I think they really add something nice and big and structural to a layout. So just sticking those down with my wet glue. That's the third one there. And then again, this title, just straight down with wet glue. So I wanted to add a cluster to the top left-hand corner, as per Debbie's sketch that you can see there. She's got a little star there. So I've just pulled out a ticket from the 49 and Market Ticket Essentials, and a scrap of that paper that I cut from the photo mat, which I've cut a fishtail banner into the one end. And then that label sticker is from some old stash. It's a, oh gosh, I've forgotten what it was called now. It was a Bella Boulevard collaboration, Illustrated Faith. And so I've just stuck that on because it was the right green. And then I love that red circle that says Family Getaway, and it's nice to bring that red up to the top because James has got a red t-shirt on as well. So that red is running around the page. So coming in with some more of these 49er Market tickets, just to add a little bit of something around the page. So one strip's going under there, adding to that cluster. Another one on the top, just to even it out. And I love what that darker green brings to that cluster, where it's quite pale before. That just adds something. And then some more to the right hand side of the photo here, just to fill in that gap, bridge the gap between the top of the large photo and that top photo of James and Amelia on the locomotive. So just gluing those down again with my wet glue. And now I wanted to add just where we were and the date. I've got plenty of photos from this day that have already been scrapped and journaled on, so I didn't need to add any journaling. So finally coming in with my Heidi Swap Colour Shine in gold to add some splatters around. And that's pretty much it. Please do check the description box down below for everybody else joining in on this hop. There's a playlist where you can just watch to your heart's content. Thank you so much for joining me for day 3, and I shall see you again tomorrow for my interpretation of day's 4 sketch. Thank you so much. Bye.